Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 38 channel. This is your May 2021 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as what we have in front of us, for those of you new to the channel, we have a Celtic cross spread as always, and also pulled an Oracle card and a Mudra card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as the astrology goes. Alright. So we have 11, so that's the 11th house. You guys are the natural rulers of the 11th house, but for you as an Aquarius, your 11th house would actually be Sagittarius. And we do have the South Node there. We have Capricorn energy, and for you guys, that's your 12th house. And we have Pluto there. And we have Neptune. So Neptune is actually in Pisces, which is your second house of finances, self-worth. And possessions. So we'll see how those incorporate into the reading as we go. Alright, main situation position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is actually Capricorn energy, so already we're seeing that influence pop up here. And this could just be saying for you guys, you're really holding on tight to your possessions. Maybe you might even feel like there's a bit of stagnation there, but I feel like you have reached a level of success most likely. But for whatever reason, you could feel a little bit reluctant to actually sit back and enjoy that. Now, for others of you, this could just be saying that you're really stuck in your head around how to get there. Given that, like I said, for you guys, Capricorn energy is your 12th house, so you could have just a heavy fixation around finances at this time. All right, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the Ace of Cups. So with this showing up here, it could just be saying, there's a few different ways it could be playing out. On the one hand, it could just be saying that, you might have some fresh love opportunities coming your way, but because you're just so fixated on finances right now, you're not even really seeing that. Another way it could be coming across could just be saying that, if you're feeling like you're not quite there where you want to be, the challenge could be to actually incorporate a bit more of an emotional attachment to what you're doing, right? So let's just say you're in your standard job that doesn't really, it might bring you financial success, but you don't really have an emotional attachment to the career path, so it could just be saying that could be why you might be feeling a bit stuck, because you might want to try to incorporate something that you do have an emotional attachment to when you're actually going toward financial goals. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. In the foundation position, we have we have the Lovers. So could be the same theme there, where this is the major arcana card for Gemini, which for you guys is your 5th house of romance, creativity. So again, like I said, it could just be one of those things where you have to incorporate a little bit more creativity into what you're doing in your day-to-day lives. Or again, it could just be saying that, energetically, there could be a love connection coming your way, but again, I feel like, you could just have a bit of a fixation on finances that might be blocking you from seeing that right now. So this could also point to a timeline, which is to say, as we get closer to the end of May, when the sun actually moves into Gemini, that could be when you might actually start to see this energy a bit more clearly. All right, in the past position, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, and the 8 of Swords, which is Gemini energy. So yeah, again, this could be pointing to the same thing, right? Where we're seeing like blockages in 5th house energy. So, you might feel like you are lacking in creativity a little bit, right? And again, that feeling of that getting you stuck in some way, right? Because if we see this, it looks like he's in a contemplative type of mood where maybe he feels like, okay, I've gotten to this point, how do I grow it any further, right? So you might have felt like you hit a wall in some way. If that's the case, again, I feel like it's saying that, you might have to trust those creative ideas that you might be getting, really tap into that and see, okay, well, I'm stuck in this rut, in this situation. How can I actually move forward with that? And I feel like that's saying, really tap into what you're feeling at your heart level and, incorporate a little bit more creativity and emotion into what you're doing. All right, in the present position, we have the King of Swords. So this is actually the core card for you guys, Aquarius energy. So on the one hand, it could just be saying that some of you might already be there. This could just be saying that this was an energy you had been dealing with. But at the end of the day, you feel insecure in yourselves and you feel like, okay, I'm on top of things. I know where I'm going, right? So some of you could be moving out of energy. But again, it could still be related to what I was saying there too, to where, you kind of have that tunnel vision at this time. And there might be other things in your environment that are trying to come your way, but you just have like a singular focus right now. All right, in the near future position, we have the Two of Swords. So this is actually Libra energy here. And for some of you, this could just be you come into that realization, right? Like I said, maybe there is another opportunity coming your way. So as opposed to it being an either or, like, either career or relationships, let's just look at it another way where maybe you have your standard 9 to 5 job, right? But you have this creative idea for a side gig that you could do that you actually are really excited about emotionally, right? You feel like, okay, this has some potential to take off. So for some of you, that could be you in the planning stage there, trying to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to balance those two, right? Like, okay, if I come out and do this thing, maybe you feel like you have quite a bit on your plate already with your main job. So you're like, okay, well, how am I going to actually incorporate the second thing that I do enjoy doing, but without taking the joy out of it because I'm just so drained energetically, right? So that could be what some of you guys could be looking at. But either way, this is a good energy to see as far as for you guys. Libra energy is your 9th house. So I feel like this is you guys really trying to look at the big picture, right? And see, okay, is there a way I could fit both of these things into my life right now? Okay, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the King of Wands, which is Leo energy, your opposite sign. We have the Hanged Man, which I usually view as Pisces energy, but at the very least, we could say that's Neptune, and we did see that come up in the dice for you guys as well. We have the Eight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy, which for you guys is your 11th house, which we also saw there too. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So, interesting mixture of energies here. Now, on the one hand, this could just be saying that you guys really might actually have a focus on relationships, especially if we put this back in the spread. He's looking right at that Lovers. But again, maybe it's just for whatever reason you've had a blockage on figuring out how to get there, right? And for some of you, that could be pointing to maybe you guys have been a bit closed off, so that could be how it's playing out for some of you too, where you've had a struggle to open up and be a bit more vulnerable and expressing your feelings. That could be one way it's playing out. So I feel like either way, it's saying that you guys are really looking at this, trying to figure out, all right, well, how do I move forward, right? And if that's the case, I feel like what this could be saying is, I wouldn't always give this advice, but it could just be saying that the best thing for you to do might be to just talk about it with your friends, have some conversations, right? You don't even have to get super personal about it, but maybe just try to get that topic out there and kind of see where they would be, how they would approach it if they were in your shoes, for example. Because I feel like it's saying right now, we see more two energy here where you're just a little bit stuck in your head around how to make it work, right? So that's what I'm seeing there. Let's see if anything else comes to mind with this. Yeah. All right. I mean, I will say the good thing is, given that this is coming up in your position, it looks like either way you will be doing the work. So for the majority of you, I feel like that's really what that King of Swords is pointing to as well, which is to say, for a lot of you, I feel like you've already been in this energy, and now you're actually slowly starting to build more momentum moving out of that energy. All right. In the environment position, we have the Star, which is actually the major arcana card for you guys. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So, seeing these two cards, for the majority of you, especially given that this is the major arcana card for your sign, I feel like this is your energy, even though it's showing up in the environment. And I feel like this is saying that in a way, I feel like you already know the answer. That's how this is coming across to me. But I feel like you might not be trusting it for some reason, right? So that could be why we're seeing the Queen of Pentacles energy there and the Capricorn energy saying that, 12th house. Neptune is in Pisces, which is the natural 12th house. So I feel like this is saying whatever this is, you already know what to do deep down, but I feel like you just have a little bit of a lack of faith and trusting that it is the right thing. So it could just be saying, it's just a matter of getting the ball rolling and you actually start to see proof in the external world that, you are on the right path. Because the star usually, to me, represents being on the right path. It's the card that comes after the tower. So it's like that course correction, where now, okay, you might feel like you've experienced a setback, but at the same time, now you could feel confident that you're on the right path. And especially, like I said, for those of you, if this is around finances, looks like that's going to be where you'll get that insight. Once you actually start to trust yourselves, you'll get that answer to your question as far as how to get to that next level. And again, that can be around romantic relationships as well. And if this is someone else, if it is more of a romantic relationship thing, same concept there. I feel like this is saying that they really do want to build something stable with you. But they might not be communicating it just yet either. So for some of you, maybe that's the confusion, right? You're a little blocked off. You're unsure of how they're feeling. I feel like they do feel that way, but yeah, to be fair, I can see those two cards also saying that maybe they're not outwardly communicating it to you yet either. Keep in mind, we will have a Mercury retrograde toward the end of May in your fifth house of romance and creativity, so you could definitely iron those things out during that period, or at least gain some additional insight, even if you don't directly speak with the person about it. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Chariot, which is the major arcana card for Cancer, which for you is your sixth house of work, daily routine, and the Six of Swords. So, interesting. This is actually Aquarius energy, by the way, but interesting to see these two cards come up here too, because for some of you, I feel like this is emphasizing what I kind of picked up on for some of you, where you're feeling like you have hit a wall in some area where, you're not quite sure how to expand, how to grow around the situation moving forward. So I feel like this is saying that you hope you do get that insight. This could be an indicator as well. Another thing that might be beneficial for you to do is just take a little bit of time away. So even if I mentioned to you, hey, your friends, given that we see the 11th house there and we saw some Sagittarius energy, hey, bringing it up to your friends might be the best thing to do. If you're like, nope, don't feel comfortable doing that, right? Because that's also a level of vulnerability. Could just be saying take a little time away, detach yourselves from the situation, take a long weekend somewhere, a little road trip, and you might get the answers on how to move forward by doing that. All right, in the outcome position, we have Temperance. So this is actually the major arcana card for Sagittarius. So again, going back to the friendship theme, and we see 11th house there for you guys. So yeah, I feel like this is really saying that the key might be the friends and the groups that you're dealing with this month. Like I said, even if you don't, for whatever reason, feel comfortable bringing it up to them as far as, hey, I really need some advice on how to move forward here. If nothing else, this could just be saying, just listen. They might deliver a message to you that actually gives you an insight on the situation without you even realizing it at first, where it might be around a totally different topic that you guys are discussing, but something they say within that answer might be exactly what you were hoping to hear for your situation, where you get that light bulb that goes off like, oh, okay, you know what? That's actually perfect advice that I could take to my situation and move forward with that. Yes, that's what I'm seeing there. And the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is Jupiter energy, and currently Jupiter is in your sign, but actually in May, it's going to move into the sign of Pisces, which is your second house. So this is another indicator that you will have those opportunities to see your finances grow if you're a little bit worried about that. And to be fair, you guys have Saturn in your sign now, right? So that can cause you to really clamp down and take a really serious look at things. But in a way, ideally you have that balance where you have those moments where you look at something very seriously, take things very seriously, but if you feel a little bit too bogged down, sometimes it's good to try to detach from that a little bit and try to tap back into a lighter energy. So overall, though, this is definitely a good sign. That looks like things are going to work out well, as well as the Temperance sign. We see the sun beneath that as well. So like I said, for the majority of you, this is probably something that you've already been in and you're going to be moving away from it. So it could even just be as simple as the fact that early in May, we're going to be in Taurus season, which is for you guys, it's your fourth house. That could be a bit of a heavier transit where you're just a little bit more in your mind, a little bit, staying close to home. And then when we move to the fifth house, that's obviously a much more bright, playful energy. So nothing else. If you feel like you're still a little bit bogged down early in the month, toward the end of May, you should be feeling better. All right, so the oracle card you guys got is a loyal heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So, pretty positive message there. And again, I feel like this is saying whatever the situation is, we mentioned a few different scenarios, obviously. I feel like this is saying that your group of friends, I feel like they could really be a source of comfort for you guys this month. All right, the relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So, I didn't get like a huge one-to-one relationship vibe in the reading, although we did mention the possibility of that scenario and what could go on with that. But I do like that I mentioned friendships there too. So for some of you, I don't even feel like it's, you're deliberately doing anything. Like I said, it could just be that you've just been so bogged down and focused on finances that could have been why you might not have been putting as much effort into those connections, but I feel like you'll be moving out of that this month. So hopefully that resonated. All right, the prosperity message says your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in a world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form and reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of Spirit, your manifesting partner. So, pretty positive message there as far as finances go. So, hope that resonated with you as well. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So, this is the mudra you got this month. It's the Mandala mudra. And the keyword for it is vision. Okay, there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it says. But under benefits, it says awakens supreme devotion and enlightened attitude, improves concentration, evokes insight into the transitory nature of all things, serves as a physical expression of your own original nature. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name of the mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.